WWE fans rejoice! In this video, we'll be discussing all the latest WWE news. From the return of the legend Ric Flair for his last fight to all the drama surrounding McMahon, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and get ready to catch up on all the latest WWE news. Kicking us off, who is Ric Flair fighting in his last match? There have been rumors about Ric Flair's last professional wrestling match for the past few months. The Nature Boy will step into the ring for the last time on July 31st in Nashville. That's what he says at least. The venue has been decided. Crockett Promotions is back to promote another Flair match. Who will Flair wrestle? A video package from TMZ shows that Flair will be in a tag team match. He will team up with his son-in-law, Andrade El Idolo, to fight Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Andrade, who works for AEW, just got married to Charlotte, the daughter of WWE champion Ric, who has won many times. At a AAA show in May, Flair led Andrade to the ring. Andrade is out of action right now because he hurt his ankle. Lethal has helped Flair with his comeback by giving him advice on who to fight. Lethal was a champion in both Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling. He trained with Flair and was known for imitating the Nature Boy when he was in Impact. Jarrett and Flair have known each other since the days of WCW. For the WCW World Heavyweight Title, Flair and Jarrett fought against each other more than once. Before WCW ended, they also worked together. Jarrett and Flair ran into each other in Impact Wrestling, just like Lethal did. Jarrett will have a busy weekend because he will also be a special guest referee at SummerSlam on July 30th when the Usos fight the Street Profits for the tag team title. This will be Flair's first real match since 2017 when he was put into a medically induced coma. The coma was caused by problems that came up after bowel surgery. Next, WWE's Vince McMahon paid total of $12 million to 4 women to quiet misconduct allegations. Vince McMahon, the longtime leader of World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, allegedly gave millions of dollars to a former female wrestler with whom he had a forced relationship and who was not brought back to WWE after turning down more advances from the executive. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal on Friday, the former wrestler said that McMahon forced her to have with him, demoted her, and then didn't renew her contract in 2005 when she refused to have more encounters with him, according to a report in the Journal. McMahon is said to have given the woman $7.5 million. In 2018, the wrestler and her lawyer are said to have talked with McMahon about a non-disclosure agreement. The Journal report says that McMahon, who is 76 years old, paid a total of $12 million to 4 women over the last 16 years to stop them from saying bad things about him. The Wall Street Journal said last month that the WWE board was looking into a secret $3 million payment that McMahon made to a former employee, a paralegal, because of an alleged affair. In response to this news, WWE said that McMahon would step down from his roles as chairman and CEO. His daughter Stephanie would take over for the time being, but McMahon would still be in charge of creative. At the time, sources told ESPN that this was mostly a show and that McMahon and WWE president Nick Khan were still running the company. Moving on, Vince McMahon retiring as WWE chairman and CEO, signaling massive shift in pro wrestling. The person who has been the most important in the history of professional wrestling is giving up control. Vince McMahon announced on Friday that he is leaving his job as chairman and CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. McMahon, who is 76 years old, also said in a WWE news release that his daughter Stephanie and the current WWE president Nick Khan will take over as co-CEOs. The McMahon statement says that Stephanie McMahon, who has been acting as CEO in the meantime, will also take over as chairwoman. McMahon had already stepped down as chairman and CEO after a Wall Street Journal article said that the WWE board was looking into a secret $3 million settlement McMahon gave to a former paralegal, but at the time, McMahon was still in charge of the creative side of WWE, and sources told ESPN that McMahon's decision to step down was just for show. On July 8th, the Wall Street Journal published another story about alleged wrongdoing by McMahon. The newspaper said that the board was looking into whether or not $12 million was given to 4 former WWE employees or contractors to keep them quiet about misconduct claims against McMahon. The $12 million included an alleged $7.5 million to a former female WWE wrestler who said that McMahon forced her to have demoted her and then didn't renew her contract in 2005 when she refused to have more encounters with him. McMahon's retirement is a huge change in the world of professional wrestling, where he has been a mainstay since the 1980s, when he bought WWE from his father. McMahon turned WWE into a billion-dollar brand that is known all over the world. Over the years, WWE has stood tall against its competitors. In other related news, Paul Triple H Levesque replaces Vince McMahon as WWE's head of creative direction. Since the mid-1990s, Paul Triple H Levesque has been one of the biggest names in wrestling. On Monday, the WWE announced that, with Vince McMahon McMahon's retirement, he will now be in charge of the creative direction of the company. Since 1982, when McMahon bought the company from his father that would become WWE, he has been in charge of how the biggest wrestling promotion in the world is made. McMahon had the final say on everything that had to do with WWE's TV shows, including how characters change and what stories are told. McMahon, who is 76 years old, quit his job on Friday after a report in the Wall Street Journal said that he paid women millions of dollars to keep quiet about their claims of misconduct. WWE is a public company, and the report led to an investigation by the board of directors. In a filing with the government on Monday, the company said that the payments made from 2006 to 2022 will add up to $14.6 million. Also on Monday, Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon's daughter, and Nick Khan's appointment as co-CEOs was sent to the SEC. Levesque had a heart attack in September, which caused him to leave WWE. He went back to his old job as EVP, Talent Relations, on Friday. Levesque, who is 52, said, "I'm healthy, fired up, and ready to take charge." In a March interview with ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, Levesque, who is married to Stephanie McMahon, said that he was giving up wrestling. Levesque put his attention on his idea, NXT, which is WWE's development brand. He was in charge of making the weekly TV show until September, when he left the job. Now, Triple H will be in charge of making sure that the storylines and characters on WWE's most popular shows, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, keep going. SummerSlam, WWE's #2 annual event, will take place in Nashville on Saturday. It will be Levesque's first big show in his new job. Finally, former WWE champion Big E feeling grateful in recovery from neck injury despite recent setback. Big E, who used to be the WWE champion, is grateful that doctors say he will fully recover from the broken neck he got in March, even though he had a setback recently that will keep him out of the ring for at least a year. Big E, whose real name is Ettore Ewan, added to a tweet he sent last week in which he said that the C1 vertebra he broke is not ossifying or turning into bone. He told ESPN on Wednesday that his neck will be checked at 6 and 9 months, but doctors don't think they'll know how long he'll be out of the ring until he gets checked again in March 2023, a year after the injury. Big E broke 2 cervical vertebrae, C1 and C6, while wrestling with Ridge Holland on March 11th. Big E fell on his head after Holland gave him a suplex, and it was clear right away that something had gone wrong. Doctors told Big E that a fall like his could have caused a stroke, paralysis, or death. Big E's spine didn't move, and he didn't hurt his spinal cord, ligaments, or nerves. He said that he did not need surgery, and that is still the case. Big E said that he is using a bone stimulator machine, getting stem cell treatment, and taking calcium supplements to help him get better. Aside from that, he has a pretty normal life and is waiting to find out how long it will be until he can wrestle again. Big E will work with WWE later this month at a talent tryout for college athletes who are still in school or have just graduated. Big E, who played college football at Iowa, will work with WWE executives like Paul Triple H Levesque and James Kimball to figure out who could be the next big WWE star. That is all we could cover in our very limited time today. However, make sure to subscribe for more WWE news in the future.